go!
After a shaky start to the season, the San Francisco Dons were arguably the hottest team in the conference down the stretch, winning 5 of their final 8 games. Led by senior forward Dior Lohorn and a talented group of underclassmen, the Dons were a squad that no team in the conference wanted to face at the end of the season. All right, so Rex, let's talk about the end of the season.
Okay.
It's a great place to start because obviously you got this team playing, I'm sure, the way you hoped. What happened at the end?
Well, I think first of all we had a very young team, a lot of road games early.
Yeah.
Weren't the most confident in the bunch coming out of that, and then our guys finally, really understood what we were trying to get accomplished both on the defensive end and the offensive end. Had some good wins, got some wins on the road. Very tough conference. We didn't finish up the way I would have liked, but we did make progress.
Right. First of all, just to finish a wrap on last year, talk about what Dior meant to the program.
Well, Dior's a guy that, worst case scenario is going to give you 10 and 6. Best case scenario is going to give you 30 and possibly 12. And it's hard to replace something like that. He did a lot of great things for us and could really score the basketball. Was someone that everyone had to game plan for, how to figure out a way to slow down Dior Lohorn. So that'll be missed.
Confidence-wise, and I should have followed up the first answer with this, but confidence-wise, so you had played a brutal non-conference, but then you go win against Gonzaga in January. Was that a launching point for the team?
People stormed the court. I'd say this all. The people stormed the court, and it was a great night.
Off the back of the rim, dead on, save, back to Lohorn. Another one. We are tied at 67. Screen set by Lohorn, and now he'll shoot another 3 and hit another 3. Makes it a tougher shot. Here's Dante Bryant. Lohorn, another 3. USF, I think, just shocked the entire West Coast Conference. Gonzaga had won 22 consecutive games in league play until tonight.
We don't want to beat Gonzaga. We want to be better than Gonzaga. That's at the end of the day, that's what this thing is about. And we're a long ways from that. But, hopefully at some point, we're not storming the court because we get a home W. And I'm setting the bar very high for myself. I can be setting myself up for failure, but we're going to shoot for the moon and try to land with the stars.
That is USF basketball, though, right? I mean,
with
the tradition, the bar should be high.
Well, there's only one guy that walks into his gym in the WCC and sees national championship banners, and so I do understand what was before me, good and bad. We've been through some lean years, and I've been a part of some of those lean years. But we're working hard. We've got a good young group. We did battle some injuries last year, but at the end of the day, it says USF across the chest, and we got to play and play better and try to raise the bar.
Do you feel, Rex, now that you're going into the next season will have more of your players, guys that you've recruited to play your style?
Well, every kid that put on a USF jersey in my tenure while I've been there has been one of my guys, whether they played well or not. They were one of my guys. But these are kids that we recruited, and we tried to recruit to a certain style. I am excited about them. We're still in the recruiting process, trying to bring in a player right now. But I like this group. We're very young. We could have as many as 5, 6 freshmen on the floor next year. Or on the bench. You can only have 5, but we'll be young. And our sophomores, it was great to get some of that under their belt. Our juniors now, just 2 years ago, I was thinking them as wide-eyed freshmen. They've taken a step and gotten better each year. And then we got Mustafa Diar, who I think could have a really good season for us. He's got to get better on the defensive end, can really score it.
And that's a great point to talk about the guys who will be sophomores for you that developed into some nice players for you this past year.
Yeah, I know. I think Paris Blackwell had a really good year, battled through some injuries early and late, but he's such a tough kid that he battled through them and didn't complain, just tried to work. Was our best post defender. He's got to get better scoring the basketball with his back to the basket. He's got to develop a little bit more of a 15, 17 footer. Rashad Green was a sit-out guy. He'll be a junior next year. Had some up and down games, but some really good games for us. Mikey Williams did some good things for us. Well, won us a game at San Diego, scored 7 points in 11 seconds. A guy that can do that puts a smile on your face as a coach. So he's got to get better defensively as well. Got to get stronger. but our sophomore class is pretty good.
And then Angelo Calario developed into a nice player for you.
He did, and he'll be a little bit more of a focal point next year. We've got to figure out a way to get him more open looks and get him a little bit more aggressive offensively. Can play a couple of different positions, can really shoot the ball, shot 48% from the three. We'd like him to shoot actually more next year, and I got to do a better job of making sure I get him good looks.
So to look ahead for a minute, newcomers, are there groups of them that you expect to really contribute right away?
Of the guys that we've signed a really good class. I think Cody Doolin from Texas has a chance to really compete for starters minutes at the point guard spot, can also play some too. Cole Dickerson was the 4A Player of the Year in the state of Washington, voted by the coaches. Can play a couple different positions, but a really skilled, very high feel for the game. All of our freshmen got to get better defensively because just the intensity of the game is a heck of a lot faster. Khalil Murphy can be a good player for us as well. 6'7", 235, can play a couple different positions. We're trying to figure out who, we're going to be figuring this all year long, is who's going to try to fill the gap that Dior leaves, and we're going to have to do it by committee. And then Justin Ravington's a kid from Germany, 6'9" kid that has a chance. And we're still recruiting. We're still looking to bring in some more kids and, looking at our roster and trying to figure out what's the best fit for USF.
I love that you've mentioned the word defense about 7 times so far.
You got to guard. If you want to play for me, you got to guard. We recruit. I recruit offensive players and try to get them to be better defensively. And I like what these guys can bring to the table offensively. We got to make sure we guard it. We got to make sure that we can test shots and then box out and rebound, and then let's push it up their backs.